Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Marcia with Markets of Sunshine, and today I wanted to show you how to make some beautiful slow stitch scrap clusters. And these are going to be one of your favorite new slow stitching projects to make. And I'm actually going to take it a step further, and I'm going to show you what you can do with them. So these are beautiful little beginner style projects, and they're also very relaxing for any level. And it's something that you can mass make. It's something that you can use up a lot of your scraps with. They make wonderful little gifts out of. So let's get started and let me show you what you're going to need and what supplies you're going to need to make these adorable little slow stitch scrap clusters. So I just decided to sit down with paper and pen and write how many layers did I want to have and what shape did I want those pieces to be. So I decided that I wanted to have some long and skinny pieces. I wanted to have ones that had little wiggly edges and one straight edge, wiggly edge on two sides, and then the base piece is your batting, and then layers of fabric on top of that. You're going to need lace. So just to help everybody that's new or just learning how to make these clusters, I wanted to just have it all very clear, written down, and then I will show you the actual pieces that I've cut out and what I decided to do. I find that depending on whatever your style is, what is your home decor style? Do you have a modern, minimalist type home? Do you have a eclectic style, vintage, country, French, English cottage, maybe coastal, lakeside, forest, mountain? I mean, you know, the possibilities are endless. So to make this tutorial easy, I decided to pick a color theme and show you that this can be adapted and altered for whatever you have in your supplies. If you want to do it more of a crazy quilt style, where it doesn't matter what the colors are that you pick and put together, if it looks good to you, that's all that matters. So I decided to stay within a neutral tone, and I have a tan, a beige, a white, and a cream. I have a word tile fabric pieces. I have pinking shears. I have appliques. I have number tiles, number fabric strips, buttons, sequins, charms. And so that's the basics of what I decided would be to help you know what you're going to need and for this project. So here's basically what I have. I went through my stash. This was a piece that I picked for the skinny, narrow, long piece. And then these were the number and the word tiles. I call them tiles, but labels, I guess, could be a better term. Lace, and I just cut them at different sizes. Some are rectangles, some are little squares, some are just triangles, chunky, off any shape. These also just cut off the borders of a linen tablecloth, and so these are going to be like the long, narrow strips. These can all be cut down. And I always like to have at least 2 needles threaded for the project and put them in my pin cushion and so that they're ready to go, so that you're, once you've used up one, you can just go right straight into the other one, and you don't have to worry about stopping and rethreading and all that. So here's my sample piece, and what I've used is everything that I told you that I had written down. So this has the batting as the backing, the starting point, and then I have one solid piece of fabric across that, and then I layered a piece of flannel, a piece of cotton fabric, a piece of lace, organza on top of that, the word label here, and then I put the decorative narrow piece at the bottom, and then my applique is the butterfly, and I put 2 buttons and then a scrap piece of the embroidery floss. Then I came in with some embroidery stitches, just some hand stitching. I did the pistol stitch here, which is just a French knot with a little stem on it, and then a basic running stitch around here, a couple over here, and look at how beautiful this is. Just all in a neutral tone, and doesn't that look just beautiful and amazing? Now, let me give you some ideas of what you could do with this once you're through. So if you've made a needle book, this could go on the front of a needle book. You could make a pin cushion out of it. This could be the front piece of the pin cushion. You would sew this on, make your little square, and then sew this and attach it to the front of the pin cushion, and then you could stuff it. This could be a pocket on the front of the pin cushion. This could be a pocket in a junk journal. This could be a pocket in one of your Slow Stitching Sampler Soft books. This could be turned into a little miniature pillow to go in a bowl. I mean, truly, like I say, the possibilities are endless. This can be a little piece that goes onto a quilt. You could make a little miniature piece and frame it, and then this could be a focal point in that. It could be turned into a pocket on a garment. So again, like I'm saying, it's just so many different beautiful ways. You could put this on the front of a greeting card. I'm trying to think of how I would use it, and hopefully this is giving you lots of ideas, because customers are always asking me, I love your kits. They purchase the kits. What do I do with it after I made something? What am I going to put this tiny house on, Marcia? What am I going to put the teacup on, or the teapot on, or the butterfly on? So, here's an example. I put the teacup on this pincushion that I made. And, that's kind of just endless possibilities. Here's a cluster here that I made, and I made it into a pocket and put it on the front of this pincushion that I made. Isn't that beautiful? I love this pocket. I love everything that I picked out. So your creativity and whatever you want to do with it is completely a license to do anything that you want to do with it. So I wanted to show you the one I just made was a square. This one is more of a rectangle, and this could be lovely as a bookmark. Think of how beautiful that would be as a bookmark. This could be a decorative edge page in your journal. It could be a decorative edge into your soft sampler book. So again, just lots and lots of beautiful opportunities of what to do with it. And this butterfly is just a cute little embellishment that I'd purchased, and I just love the color and the look of this, and how it just puts and adds so much to this color palette that I've already picked out. And then this little word label here that I made, it says, "Families that pray together, stay together." And I just came up with some motivational thoughts and quotes, and I put them on a document and then printed that out on a fabric sheet that you can put through your printer. And I purchased those fabric sheets off of Amazon. You can pick them up at Michael's as well, and I think Hobby Lobby has them also. So again, it's the same layering technique, the batting, the fabric, netting, the flannel, the cotton fabric, another decorative webbing piece, very beautiful, very pretty, and then the 2 vintage buttons, word label, and then the butterfly. And then this one, again, the same thing. I used the same salvaged piece off of a feed sack linen towel, and the same layering, the same exact fabric pieces. And then this time I used the flower that I cut out from a fabric piece, put this netting on top of that, the vintage button, and then a orange piece of embroidery floss I will tie around that. And then this was on the selvage edge of the fabric, and I just cut that out, and the words, this says reserved, just whatever, you know, stood out to me that I wanted to incorporate. So that one's that. This one here is again from a fabric that I purchased at Hobby Lobby that was a inspirational friendship, hope, love, family theme. And so the same exact thing. And then this is a piece, a strip, which was this here that I just cut down shorter, and I put it on an angle. And then the same layers again, the batting, the fabric, the netting, the flannel, the cotton fabric, the organza, the label, the button, and then the butterfly. So as you can see, you can just play around with this and turn it into so many different possibilities. And then this one had numbers on that salvage labeled printed area, so I just cut the numbers off. Why not? And then the button here, and then another cute decorative vintage piece here, exact same layering as I did with all the others. So it's the batting, the fabric on top, the flannel, the other fabric, the netting, and the organza. So that's 6 layers, and then the label, the butterfly, and the button. So 5 to 6 layers is what I actually wound up doing and putting together. So I just wanted to stitch one of these with you, and I thought I will go ahead and just attach this button right here, and then I'll be able to remove that other pen. Just trying to, there we go, find the opening. Now this has 4 holes, so I usually like to go in a crisscross pattern. So I hope you're doing well today. I hope you're enjoying making clusters with me, and whatever color fabric that you have, if you pause the video and run and get your supplies and then start stitching along with me and making these, because these would be beautiful in a scrapbook, like I said, to put on the front of a card, to make any kind of a little gift to cheer somebody up, get well. I mean, there's just tons and tons and tons of possibilities of what you can use these for. I really like the bookmark idea. I think that is a definite useful for people that you know are book readers. And one that is smaller like this, you could actually turn it into a pretty brooch, a lapel pin. Just find a nice word, you know, like I have the one for friendship. That would be really nice. This one for hope. That would be really nice. So I'm going to take that pin out. So I like to secure where the pens are first, and then I can take out the pens, and then I don't have to worry about them getting in the way. And then do any decorative stitching that I want to do on the remaining pieces. And it really turns out very nice how all of this looks. And I thought adding some metal charm would really be pretty. And I do have some charms that I just need to go through and look and see which one would look nice, and then where would I put it. Let me take that out before I start having it get in the way. And I really like the look of that pistol stitch. So the butterfly, trying to see, where does he look best? Do I want him over here? Here, nope. He goes, oh. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He's stuck to that. Now he's pulled that out of. There we go. Okay, so over here. Kind of looks better there. I don't like it up there. Okay, I like it right about here. This is going to be interesting because I really wasn't sure how I was going to attach this. I'm just going to have to. So I can go through the organza of the wings. I want it on an angle. Okay. There we go. Isn't that nice? Oh, that looks so pretty. I love it. Okay, so I'm thinking like right up about here, I think would be the ideal place for a few of those stitches. Just go up a little higher, pull that tight, and so you determine the length of the stem on your little flower. Isn't that cute? And then you determine how far apart they're spaced. Go around the needle 4 times. Usually when I do a French knot I do 3, but for this I'm going to do 4. Just to make that flower head a little bit bigger, the French knot. Okay, there you go. I like that. Okay, so this one is getting too short. Now let me go to the other needle that I already have threaded. And let's go over on this side. Okay, where do I want it? Right about there. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to angle this over a little bit over here. Pull that tight. Hold it there. Oh. My hand strength is not what it used to be. Okay, this is getting tangled up around the butterfly's antenna. Okay, there we go. I like that. Okay, so over here, I just want to secure this. I think what I'm going to do over here is maybe easy. Let me see. All right, get a knot. Want it all. Make a little, like a chain stitch. Yeah. 3-petal lazy daisy. Right here. Go right where the stitch came up. Go right in front of that. Go underneath. Come up. Take your back piece. Go in front of that needle. Pull that. You get a loop. You get the loop the size you want it. Hung up on the organza. Hold on a minute. What I'm trying to do is secure this organza and is getting all, and then go right in front of that loop and then pull it through, and then that holds your petal in place. Isn't that beautiful? Look at how pretty that's going to look. Excuse me while I take a sip. Okay. I think I'm going to go one more over here. You go right in front of the stitch, down and under, and you go up wherever you want that, however long you want the loop to be. Take that bottom piece, loop it around, bring this up, and then right in front of it. There you go. Isn't that pretty? And then right here in the center, I'm going to put a French knot. There you go. Isn't that pretty? Look at how pretty that is. It just adds a little charm to this. So I'm going to come over here on the other side of this organza. I'm just going to do a simple back stitch just so that I can have this side anchored down, and you just want to go right into the stitch before. Come down about, I don't know, half an inch, and then you go back into that stitch where you just came from. Out around the wing, the antenna again. Okay, I like that. Very nice, very secure. Okay, so I'm going to come up here, put a few stitches over here, just a single straight stitch in this corner, come over here, okay, I already have one there. Yep, okay, I like that. That is plenty for me, especially because this is going to go onto something else. It's not going to be washed, so you don't have to overly secure things when they're not going to go through the washer. Okay, so here's this one done. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I want to do some floss around that. Okay, I'm looking. What do I have? Oh, I think it needs something with a little bit of color. I think that would really lend to it. Alright, let me look. What do I have? I just want it to be... Alright, let me look in my container here and see if I have... scraps. Yes, I do. Okay. Ooh, this might be pretty. I don't want anything... Okay, so this one or the brown. The brown could work. Okay. I don't really have any scrap of that, but... definitely don't want that color. Okay. Alright, so let's take a piece of this and wrap that around. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that has possibilities, as it ties in with this color of the butterfly there. This could actually work too. I like that. I like both of them, so I'm going to do them both. All right, so I'm going to trim this off here. Okay, put this back in my container. And if you saw my last video where I showed you I purchased these in a set of 3 off of Amazon. I love them. Lightweight, easy. Okay. I just want to, I don't know, let me see. I'm just going to see if I can possibly tie a knot into this. I think I can do it. Okay, yes. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, now I don't have to worry about them going anywhere. There you go. Isn't that, that just, to me, finishes it up. I think it really does. It looks so pretty, so nice. So that is how easy it is to make these beautiful slow stitching scrappy clusters with your fabric scraps, and you can make them in all different colors, shapes, sizes, and buttons and embellishments and appliques and word labels, number labels. You know, the possibilities are endless. So this one here, I love the color of this one, and I already have, like I said, that little bit of the orange there. So I'm going to finish these off camera, but I think this has been a very informative and helpful slow stitching tutorial to help you know what to do with your slow stitching scrappy clusters and how beautiful they can turn out and how versatile they are. So if you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments, and I would love to know if you want me to make a video sharing more ideas on what to do with your slow stitching projects, or if you have one of my kits and you want to see me do a specific one of the kits, then let me know, because I know I've done my needlebook kit. I have the tiny house kit, showing you how to use that in various ways. But any requests, I would love to hear from you, and let me know what your struggles are with slow stitching or hand sewing or embroidery, and I would do my best to try to answer those for you as well. So thanks for joining me today. Stay safe, keep creating in the sunshine, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.